All right, here we are, as close to the trailhead for Mount Elsey as we could get. One other truck here with us. We'll be heading up that way. The actual top of the trailhead's just up the road, 300 meters maybe. The road is significantly more overgrown than it was last time we were here. So we'll try and take some videos as we go up, and once we're up, should be good. Here we are, getting above tree line. Right on the edge of it. Looks like there might be some rain in those clouds.
Gotta catch my breath. Look at those mountains. Beautiful.
That one there, pointy one, whoop, right there. That is Watchman. Hopefully we'll peek that today. All right, figured I'd stop and take a little geology video here. Okay, as we're climbing the mountain here, they're full of garnet. That's what these little guys are. It's primarily a garnet mica schist up here. Then again, I don't really know when it changes from schist to gneiss, but most of it looks a little more schisty than this stuff does, with lots of scales of mica falling off. So pretty cool. Maybe take another video if we find some good garnets. All right, here we are, chipping a couple little garnets out. Almost. Nice. That's fun. right, here we are in the saddle between Elsey and a Watchman over there. Oh, there's Watchman. We'll probably end up camping somewhere down there by the water. And oh, there's Teapot. That's the mountain I wasn't ever able to climb up. Me and Nathan almost made it. There's Kez. This is our second take because I farted the first video.
Why'd you admit that?
There's Elsey. Well, that's a false peak of Elsey. You can just follow that up. Yeah, I think we'll leave our bags and head up towards Watchman next.
For someone who's afraid of heights, I keep climbing mountains.
Let's like it or something.
I must.
Getting pretty close to Watchman now. There it is. That's gonna be oh yeah, there's the edge of Quesnel Lake there. South Arm. It's gonna be quite the ascent if we decide to do it. Well, there we are on this big old talus slope. Super sketchy to walk on. That's Elsey back there. There's Horsefly and Ingram. That's Quesnel Lake right there. Alright, here we are. It's getting a little later in the afternoon and we have quite a ways back, so I think we're going to turn around and make our way back to our bags, which are way over there, kind of in that area. We have no idea what this little guy is. It's not a marmot. First we thought maybe he's a juvenile porcupine, but we really don't know. Maybe he is a juvenile porcupine. His tail's a little funky. Cool. Alright, here we are. This is where we're going to camp for the night. Yeah, so we walked all along that ridge, over that way, and that was Watchman there. So we were about 3/4 of the way up that before we turned around and came back this way. So now we're down here by this absolutely stunning lake.
12 kilometers.
There we go, 12.18 kilometers, and it's 7:16 right now.
Yeah, 7:14. No. Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
7:17.
So we'll yeah, set up a little spot for a campfire because the fire bands aren't on yet, and set up our tent probably somewhere over there. This will be the last video for tonight, and then we'll turn off to save battery and pick it up again in the morning. All right, this is the next morning. We're on our way out, following the ridge up to, we'll call it Little Elsey, because there's a proper Elsey right there. And just stopping to look at some rocks right here. And actually last night we found a good sample too, but there's a bunch of kyanite in here. It's hard to show on the camera, but there's one of the kind of blue blades of it there. It's encased in a bunch of micas, a mix of, it looks like biotite and muscovite, kind of dark zones of mineralization. And there's a bunch, it's kind of hard to see, here's one. There's a bunch of tourmaline in here, just jet black tourmaline. So nothing like a gem quality, but still pretty cool. Yeah, you can see the blades of kyanite all in there. So it's pretty cool. And these mysterious red minerals, not entirely sure what those are, but they're pretty hard. I couldn't scratch them with the chisel really, but they shatter really quickly, so not sure what those would be. Pretty fun though. You did it! Look at that. Okay. That's the lake we camped at down there. And now we're on, we'll call it Little Elsey. There's a cairn here. That's Eureka. Up towards the plateau and Horsefly Mountain. It's a big slide. There's Elsey. Good view. Alright, we made it to the top of Elsey. There's the cairn. There we are, popped out onto the logging road. That marks the end of the hike.